Which is my favourite car out of all the Patrols? Which is my favourite car out of all the Prados, the Hilux and the Patrol? Some people are going to be surprised, some people are going to be upset, and some people are just not going to give a stuff, so that's fine. This is the longest I've ever owned any vehicle. I've had a lot of vehicles, new, used, cars come and go. I've never had any vehicle as long as I've had this 2008 120 Prado, and for a long time it has been my favourite, and it probably still is the #1 choice for what I do with the vehicle overall. But there is another one that I do like better, and it might not be what you think. The Patrol owners and perhaps the prospective Patrol owners that are thinking about it are probably thinking this is the one. And while this is a nice vehicle and it's got its pros and cons, better in some areas, it's not the #1 favourite. As a matter of fact, when I jump in it and drive it, I'm not comfortable in it and I've got to get used to it. But this isn't a review on the Patrol yet. When you want to see the honest review on that, if you're subscribed with the bell on, that'll be bada bing in another video later. So the old 120 diesel, it's well set up, it's heavy. So I said, it's got all the gear, heaps of weight in the back there, heavy duty side steps, underbody protection, all the Cayenne fuel tank guards, roof racks, solar panels, whatever you've got there, it's heavy. So for your comparisons, when you're looking at the fuel economy playlist or those videos, this thing is much heavier than the stock standard 120 V6 we've got. This one is the diesel. Yep, this one has been the favourite for a long time, and have a look at it at nearly 500,000 Ks. Managed to look after the seats so they're not collapsed. They're all pretty clean, never had seat covers. Nice comfy console cover, steering wheel cover, upgraded head unit, scan gauge sitting there, and it just drives beautiful. You get in this vehicle, or any of the Prados really, and you just instantly, it's like you're one with the vehicle. It's just 100% comfort. You don't need to think about it, get comfortable. You're just in it, and I suppose this is why I love it. They're just small, they're seemingly light and nimble, maneuverable. I just really like the Prados, to be quite honest, other than what they've changed to now, of course. So yeah, that one was the favourite, and it kind of still is. Like I said, I'm reluctant to do what I'm about to do and say which one I like better and which one I like best, but it's also why. And part of the reason is, as I said, what you see. There's a lot of extra weight hanging off this vehicle compared to a stock standard one. And sorry about the wind, it's a bit breezy out here. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm sure you can deal with it. This thing's stock standard, okay? It's got, when I say stock standard, it's got some diesel stock standard springs in the front, which raise it up about 20 mil. It's got some Dobinsons, the heaviest 329s, but 40 mil shorter, which just firm it up. It's quite firm with stock standard shock absorbers, so it might be raised 20 mil. It's not going to change fuel economy at all. Nothing on the roof, virtually nothing in the back. No bull bars, no winches, no underbody protection. Stock standard. The car's empty. In the interest of accuracy, it's got a metal, storage rack there from Cayenne, and of course that rear window storage along there. Not much else, because all the other gear from the other 120 is going to end up in this one. You might be wondering why. We'll get to that later in this video or in another video. The new 120, well, new to me. It's also a 2008 compliance and registered, whatever. It's got a new steering wheel cover, making it new to me. It's got a new console cover. The seat's pretty clean condition. They've been a little bit rougher on the side. This one's only done just under 300,000 Ks, so they could have been nicer to that. You never know, I might get a seat foam and replace that, or if we can find any decent motor trimmers anywhere that are good, that do a good job at a reasonable price, or anyone watching the channel that knows how to do it, you want to do it, and I'll give you a plug. I'll do a video for you there. I think they call it sponsored or something. There you go, fix it up for me, and if you do a good job, I'll tell everyone about it. Stock standard head unit. But the thing about this one, you jump into it and you turn the key. Different to the diesel, it revs up. See, you got the revving. In the interest of the engine and the transmission, I like to wait a minute before I put it into drive or reverse, let the RPMs come down a little bit. But that's not what this video is about. If you subscribe with the bell on, that's where you get that info. This video is about which one I like best. And at the moment, for an everyday driver, I'm not talking about off-road, four-wheel driving, I'm not talking about touring Australia, I'm talking about everyday driving at the moment, and we'll move to the other aspects once I know the answers to those. But I jump in this vehicle and it's just like when I jump in customers' cars, and in case you didn't know, I've been specialising on Prados for over 10 years now, pretty much just Prados. So I've driven a few Prados, so you can treat me like I don't know anything about a V6 and I'm new to V6s if you like, because this is my first V6. But been working on them for, you know, over 10 years, and you know, we know that, you know, we just know that because that's what we do. But sometimes we need to get one and prove stuff and see for ourselves, and that's what this is all about. And I really do like the vehicle. It's my favorite. It's nice and light, like I said, stock standard tires. It just glides along. Fuel economy is obviously a fair bit worse than a diesel with comparable driving. I've found, you know, comparisons you can see in the playlist. I'm doing my best to get the best economy out of this at the moment. Doing what I'm doing right now isn't the best, but like I said, you need to let it warm up. We could jump in and go for a drive, but the point I'm trying to make is I jump in this, it's nice and light, well, nice and light compared to that one, even though that one goes all right. A stock standard diesel also drives beautiful, and it's my favorite. And one of the things it comes down to be quite honest, no bull bar, so you don't have the whole bull bar shake around the front of the car, so comfort, road tires, handling, so the vehicle's it's not too high, if you know what I mean. Once you raise the vehicle up, it might be good for clearance off-road, but you compromise the handling. So understand, depending what the purpose of your vehicle's for, whether you should raise it and how much. And that's where I suppose I can help. Tuesday mornings, 8 AM, Dobinson suspension. So I've unsold people lifts many times. Maybe you just want shock absorbers, maybe you just need springs and you don't need you know, there's a lot of options. I love that vehicle, it's beautiful, it's smooth, you jump in, it's great. But what I don't like about it is you can feel the weight. One day I'm going to transfer, this is going to retire at about 500,000 Ks, my daughter wants it, right? As much as I'm still trying to convince myself this is going to replace that, which you just can't do. And you know, I've got the 150, which I love as well, but I'm going to be honest here in this video, I like the 120s, both of these, better than the 150, and I like these and the 150 better than the Patrol. Now, I've only done about 2,000 Ks in the Patrol. I'm going to take it on a long trip soon, doing similar things, touring Australia. And on the longer trips, I suspect it's going to be like gold class cinemas, sitting back in the armchair, where the handling, because it doesn't handle anywhere like these vehicles do, right? These, you turn and you're in, those, you turn a bit more, and then you get pushed to the side, you're sliding around on your leather seats, getting a bit sideways, you know what I mean? Because they're smooth and they're flat. So, you know, I've got my complaints with the Patrol, but I am fussy, and that's why you subscribe, turn the bell on. People love my info. So the answer to the question was, with, of course, the explanation was, this is my favorite at the moment, absolutely. But if I was to take all the gear off this car, including the bull bar, and put it on this vehicle and make that stock standard, then that would certainly be my favorite. So I suppose the lesson is here, less is more, minimal modifications, minimalist, less is more. Now this still needs some work. I'm taking care of the mechanicals first. I'm going to get a Dobinson's lift kit in it and raise it up a little bit more and soften it up a bit, because I put heavy suspension in it because it was going to be a tow vehicle. Not that I've really got anything regularly heavy to tow at the moment. I could any time. So this is now changed. It's not going to be that. This is going to replace that. So I'm going to have this V6 120 and the 150 diesel, which, like I said, I love that also, but I still prefer driving this. Other than the 150 hasn't got a bull bar. That's what I like about it. You don't get that front shaking around, but you can feel it's a big vehicle compared to a nice light 120. Nice light stock standard 120 for the win. Do what mods you need to, and that's it really. Can you believe it? Number one. A few people disappointed, a few people upset. Let me know in the comments. Number two, the diesel 150 be number three. I really like driving the Hilux as well. I don't like the 4-speed. It's very laggy compared to a 5-speed and the gearing of the vehicle, but I still like to drive it. Once you get off the mark, it's actually quite good, the Hilux. Commodore's all right, you know, nothing wrong with that. And the Patrol, yeah, it's all right. There's nothing wrong with that either. Put the foot down. Well, it's 2,000 Ks now, so I'll be able to put the foot down a bit more. I'll let you know there'll be more videos. Subscribe, turn the bell, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya. V6, you just get in it and you just drive. Away you go. And if you put the foot down, when you're nice and light, you get going a bit quicker also. So nice and light, I think, is the biggest part for the win.